So a lot of people out there reacted to my Darrell Brooks Jr. possible cell phone in prison video. And a lot of people say that, look, it's not that hard to get a phone in there. And listen, I said on the video, guys, I have a lot of correction officer friends through the bodybuilding community because I got strengthaddicts.com. Strengthaddicts.com I've had since 2008. It's my bodybuilding website. It's a YouTube channel, Strength Addicts on Instagram, TikTok, wherever you put Strength Addicts, that's me. So I know. But the difference between Darrell Brooks Jr. getting a cell phone and random inmate, whether in a federal facility, a state facility, whatever, a work camp, is that Darrell Brooks Jr. is very high profile. So I would imagine, I would think that after one or two of these lives, they would find the phone or put him in solitary so that he could never have access to it. But I don't know. I don't think that that could possibly happen. I would think that the social backlash to Darrell Brooks Jr. doing TikTok lives or Instagram lives from prison would be the biggest slap in the face to the judicial system that I could imagine. And so, and not to mention horribly insensitive and traumatic to the families of the victims and victims themselves. So while I'm not arguing the point that, look, I think it's crazy. Let me be honest with you. I think it's crazy when I see people on TikTok live, in a prison with prisoners behind them, and it's not a background. It's not a background. They're prisoners walking around behind them. Like, it's crazy to me that, and again, this is not an affront on prison staff, but I'm just saying, I don't know how that's even possible. I don't even know how that's possible. But I just cannot imagine Darrell Brooks Jr. being able to become a TikToker or Instagrammer, however he got the phone. Now, some of you have said, well, what if he does videos that are not live? Again, they're going to know that they were recorded in prison. And, even if he somehow got, into like a t-shirt or something and got into a part of the facility where it looked just like a regular background or just like a plain wall or something, they're going to know by like his, identifying factors, the length of his hair, his aging, whatnot. They're gonna know if the video was made like in 2024 as opposed to like 2020 or something. So I know that a lot of people think that we're all stupid, but I can tell the difference, and I'm not even a corrections officer or a warden or whatnot. I just can't believe we're even having like this conversation, because to me it's like, if you're in prison, you should not be able, if you're going to use the internet or you're going to use a phone, I would imagine it would be a prison computer or a prison phone, and your, activities would be monitored. But look, guys, you go on, you don't even look for it. It's not even that you look for it. It somehow goes on your For You page. You know what I mean? The algorithm or something, says you may like this. You may want to see this inmate, talking in front of his pods or in front of the phones or in front of the TV rec center or whatnot. I don't know why it would think that I would want to see that, and people are like giving them gifts and giving them dragons and giving them unicorns and giving them universes where the screen lights up and all those pretty colors come out. On TikTok, that's because somebody shelled out, $50, $100, $200, and they want to show their love to the TikToker. And TikTok gets that love and they put it in their pocket, but then the TikToker also gets some of that love and they put it in their pocket, or maybe, their mom or their cousin or their, side chick or whatever, whose name the account is on, gets the money. And then the person in prison maybe gets the proceeds through commissary, or maybe through paying debts on the street, or maybe by putting money on the streets, because, prisoners, a lot of them are into illegal gambling and, debt collection and putting money out on the streets at incredibly high interest rates, otherwise known as VIGs. And, You know, the kind of debt that you can never pay off, that you should never get into in the first place because you're dealing with a criminal, but they're in prison. And I know that a lot of people are, oh, you know, the prison's got a lot of innocent people. It does. They do. But the majority are guilty. Sorry. Not sorry. So, again, guys, look, this is Everything Else Channel on YouTube, everythingelsechannel.com. I'm like 5 minutes and 25 seconds late to say that if you like the video, smash that like button, but I would hope you would have already. And I would hope that you would also subscribe to the channel and ring the bell for notifications so you won't miss a single video. And I would hope that you would leave a comment down below. But again, to me, the idea of Darrell Brooks Jr. being able to A, make live videos is preposterous. B, make videos to publish later is preposterous. C, the idea that he would have a cell phone is preposterous. It is all preposterous. So again, I feel that while it is possible, and I'm not arguing that because there's all sorts of contraband in prison, I don't think he's going to be able to partake of that. Plus, I heard a rumor that on Reddit and on Instagram, it's come out that Darrell Brooks Jr. was sent to a supermax and he's been put in solitary confinement because he has the tendency, I don't know if this is confirmed or not, this is the rumor, of throwing certain things at correction officers. And, you know, it's interesting to see, like, because if you look at the Darrell Brooks Jr. in the courtroom, you know, in the suit and the tie, you know, with the documents and all that, and his bottled waters and all that, and he just looked like, at times, like he looked and probably felt like, you know, like a jailhouse lawyer or a lawyer, whatever, to then be, you know, reduced to throwing these things, you know, throwing basically bodily functions. Let's just be real, you know, and at corrections officers. But then on the other hand, other rumors that I've seen, and I say seen because they're text, you know, written, is that through Dawn, he's been trying to file complaints against prison staff for bad treatment. And so it's like, you know, how can you expect to get good treatment if you're throwing, you know, and the thing is, even if the bad treatment, alleged bad treatment, it was first, and then in his frustrations decided to throw that stuff, which is disgusting, doesn't really matter because it's a process, right? And plus he is in prison and he may not have come to grips with the fact that his comfort is not their concern. You know, he gets 3 hots and a cot, you know, or 2 hots and a bag lunch and a cot or whatnot. You know, he gets medical. He can get mental health that he talks so much about, and his grandma, you know, Dr. Mary Edwards, talks so much about. He has access to all these things. He has access to yard. He has access to a lot of things. He's going to be in there for the rest of his life. But, you know, maybe he thinks that he's accustomed to something more. And maybe that's where the frustration comes in. I don't know. But I just, to me, not trying to argue with those of you that are in the know, not arguing the point that phones can be made, you know, get in there, just saying it would be mind-boggling, to use a Darrellism, mind-boggling, if he was on any level able to ever even do one, let alone like a series of TikTok lives or Instagram lives, or even post videos recorded, you know, before the fact. It's just not going to happen. I don't think so. What do you think?